It's time for the annual State of the City address by the Mayor of Mcallen. And joining us on 710 KURV, as I refer to him lovingly, the powerful and merciful Jim Darling of Mcallen. Jim, you're going to be telling the city today how you're going to fight Section 8 housing in Northwest Mcallen, right?
No, Sergio, we're not
Uh,
going to cover that subject, I don't think.
you should, man, because it was quite the talk topic last night, man. People are on fire up there.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we'll come out to a balance for everybody that pleases everyone, hopefully.
All right, so what's on the agenda for today? Well, give me a little preview.
Well, we're going to talk about what we did in 2013 and what we're looking forward to in 2014. So there's a lot of things to talk about.
The economy, of course, I'm sure that's at the very top of the agenda. How we doing around here?
Well, we did well, I think we've always had buffers from the national economy, and so I think the economy of the region's strong, and certainly that's part for McAllen too.
Where's the strength coming from? Is it still retail?
Still, retail drives a lot of things, and for McAllen, Mexico drives a lot of retail, and so we've had some problems relating to what's happening in Mexico, and some of those things have lightened up, but there's still some serious problems there.
Is Mexico helping us on the real estate side? Because I got a lot of realtors around here that tell me on a regular basis, boy, they dream of the good old days back in the late 2000s.
Yeah, when 2008, when the real estate market fell across the country, we had a buffer because there was a lot of capital flowed from Mexico into the United States, and so even though it was tough, I don't think we saw nearly what the rest of the country saw in relationship to the real estate market.
State of the City address will be at the McAllen, the new convention center later today, right, Jim?
That's right.
Okay,
11:30.
you serving lunch, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice lunch.
Oh
It'll
man.
be fun, I think. A little different than normal.
I'm there. I'm trying to convince Tim Sullivan to record a couple of newscasts
Yeah,
and go with me today
what's
for
the
lunch.
difference between this one and when you say it's a little different than normal? You mean
Yeah.
it's a good lunch, or what are you talking about?
It's always a good lunch.
It's going to be a real good lunch. Not that it's not been a good lunch, but it's going to be a good lunch and a little different format, I think.
Elaborate on that, Jim, if you could.
Well, I don't want to take away from the surprise.
Oh,
But
okay.
you
Well,
have to go
all
out
right.
there and see.
Let's talk specific projects. Of course, you're going to be laying out a number of things as mayors normally do. You're going to be looking ahead. There's a lot of foresight in these State of the City addresses. Specifically, are you going to talk, let's say, a hotel next to the place where you're going to be speaking?
Yeah.
Yes, we talk. There's some good news about hotels next to where we're going to be speaking today. There's some retail projects. Retail are a little difficult. You can't announce them before they want to be announced, and so it's a little more difficult to be specific unless the contract's been signed. And so there's some good things on the horizon in both those areas. And obviously, hopefully, with the new university, there's a role for McAllen in that
Yes.
too. So.
Yes. Speaking of the university, the administration building that right now is the tug of war. What's the status on that, Jim?
Well, they're going to have they have a committee that's going to make a recommendation, and so we're kind of involved in that at that point, and hopefully they'll see that we have the best location.
Your predecessor laid out quite a far-reaching project during his term. Let me ask you about that. Anything ahead for the future of the Boyer Reservoir?
Not on the horizon right now. That's that one of the issues with that project is it takes a couple of years to drain it and make sure the soil is appropriate and those kind of things. And so that's a little bit of a challenge to do that. And so hopefully that will be developed. We don't have any immediate plans for that, but that's certainly on the horizon, something in our mind.
Okay. Expansion of La Plaza Mall, is that on the agenda today?
No.
How about touching on the economic opportunities that might be on the horizon? All related to the energy northwest of us, the energy sector. In fact, we got Matt Ruszczyk from Rio Grande City who's going to be talking to us in a little bit about all this pipe that they're laying up there near him. Are there more opportunities for either manufacturing or EDC to go after and set up shop down here?
Well, yes, with the advanced technology project with South Texas College, there's certainly activities for that. One thing I always want to emphasize is there's a training in education. I think 4-year college education is certainly great,
Yeah.
but there's also training in skilled labor that opens job opportunities, and we certainly want to work with the school districts and South Texas College in developing those. I think there's real market for that.
Okay, so it's at noon today, the big State of the City address. Jim Darling, Mayor of Mcallen. This surprise that you keep referring to, you're not riding in your bike with those spandex bicycle shorts, are you? That's not the big surprise, is it?
Well, that'd be crazy, sir. You see me already
Yeah,
in that
please don't.
outfit,
You'd
so
be
you know
ruining
that.
lunch for everybody, pal. Okay.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I would want to do that.
Jim, thank you much. We'll see you at noon. That's Jim Darling, Mayor of McAllen, joining us on 710 KURV. News is a service of Lone Star National Bank, bringing the bank to you in the Rio Grande Valley and San Antonio. Lone Star National Bank is the Valley's bank.
Is Texas really a red state, or is it blue, but with not enough Democrats voting? TSN's Chris Fox says it depends on which pollster you're listening to.